All right. So welcome everyone. Look, we're gonna just kind of, just do some introductions and just let everybody know who we are. And as you're coming into the space, we will reintroduce ourselves again. But if you've seen if you got invited, thank you so much for showing up. And of course, we're going to be talking about creating courses, but what good is a course if you create it and you can't market it, right? So we're gonna have Katy, who is going to be the whiz on all things marketing. Okay, Katy, if you want to go ahead and just introduce yourself, and then I will just
Sure.
introduce myself. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so I kind of have a little bit of a unique experience. I started out as a teacher. So I did that for 4 years. At the same time, I was also working in human resources, leadership development. Decided I really love that. So just, made a little career pivot. Um, and so this year will be my 10th year in that industry. And then about 3 years ago, I discovered a love of copywriting and content marketing. And so I basically just married the two skills together: HR, leadership, career coach, like professional development with content marketing. Um, I think that's pretty much it. If Did I answer everything, Janice,
No,
or do
I
you like go into more
Well, I think,
detail?
look, I think that was excellent. And you know what? I love the beginnings, right? Because, it's just like with everything else people do. You start off in one direction and you see how like all the pieces start to kind of like come together. You're like, okay, I'm doing this, but then, as time progresses, you begin to explore other areas, and then all of a sudden it's this perfect collage of just
Yeah.
exactly what you need, your whole purpose. My name is Janice. I am the owner of Hills Leadership and Training Institute. I'm actually a 26-year vet. I just retired in 2020. I work in the education area for corporate, so I do a lot of training for adults. And I also, I create courses for various organizations. And I decided, just like you know what, these skills, people are out here, every day trying to, really kind of find their purpose, and, it's almost selfish if you have a skill and you do not offer that skill to others. And so that's where I kind of found myself just saying, you know what, I have this knowledge. Why do I have this knowledge? And then it became, well, you know what, it's time to share. And so that's how the whole course creation came about, because there are a lot of really smart people, but they just don't know how to package all of the information so that it can get to the people who are really in need of it. And so for the last couple of years, like I said, I retired in 2020. That has been my mission, to just make sure that I can just reach as many people as possible. Organizations, of course, which is what I do, a majority of the time, but individuals who are looking to really monetize their zone of brilliance. You know what I mean? Like that special thing that they do that, that other people need to know about. So yeah. And
I
look, let me tell you, I am so happy that you decided to say yes. Okay.
love it. I did. This is like a perfect collab right here. Okay. 'Cause it sounds like, and it like, just from talking to you and just our
Mhm.
conversations we have, you're so much about like empowering people, and like
Yes.
I am the same way. Let's get you out there. Like, you have this wonderful, amazing skill. Like, we need
Mhm.
to tell people about it. Like, and
Yes.
I love it so much. So I'm so
Mhm.
honored. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, look, I'm so glad I just went ahead and just and asked. And I'm so glad that you say yes.
Oh, I love this
Um
stuff. I love collabing. I love it.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about really creating courses, right? And I'm not going to go through the whole, process. I do have a 5-step process that makes it real I won't say easy, but simple, right? And easy and simple are definitely two different things,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it makes it simple to create a course, and it keeps you moving forward. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm really just going to talk about the very first thing that I notice a lot of time people kind of get stuck on, which is what am I going to actually create the course about? Like, what is my topic? Like, what is my subject? And like, even when people have like really great skills and like all of this knowledge, they can get really just tied up in the whole thought of creating an actual subject and then building from that. So I'm going to talk about three elements that's really are going to be key in not only just narrowing down your subject, but also in really making sure it's a subject that other people are going to want, right? I mean, we have some we have some interest that like very few people will probably pay you to tell them about, but there are others that we have that that it's going to be very popular, and you never know until you actually do a little bit of research, and that's what it's really all about, is having that research done so that you can make good informed decisions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Market research is like key to like everything.
Oh my goodness, say that again. Yes.
Like, I mean, because and sometimes it surprises you. Like even me, like
Mhm.
I've been doing content marketing for 3 years, and some like I'll still even be like, oh wow, that's shocking.
Right, right. Okay. Yes. Trust me, I know. Because the beauty about market research, right, is well, it's kind of two things. The first thing is that if you don't do it, you're gonna regret it, right? You just like
Oh yeah.
simply gonna regret it. And the second thing is if you do too much, you're gonna regret it too, because now you got too much information.
Overwhelm, information overload,
Yes.
like, I don't know what to do with it. It's like finding that sweet spot of just enough.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. But it's really amazing. It's one of the things that like, people want to skip over because it does take a little bit of time, and you
Mhm.
do feel like, okay, what am I going to do with the information once I actually have it? But then that's where, talking to people who understand how to kind of look at information and data such as yourself and other experts that can help decipher what to do with that. But I don't know. I look. I would just kind of opening up the 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 not room. I want to say room because I'd be on Clubhouse so bad, but
I mean, it's all the I feel like too, everything's virtual since, for
yeah.
what are we going on? 4 years now? Like or
Yes,
3 years?
yes.
So, I mean, it's all the same.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put our slide up, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started, I guess, and then we can
Yeah, perfect.
if anyone joins, we can go ahead and just have some question and answer and see what's up.
Perfect.
All right. All right. So, just like I mentioned earlier, and just like I mentioned earlier, right? It's really in the naming and picking the perfect subject. And so I'm going to just go through a couple of things that is going to help, or elements, I should say, that we want to kind of make certain is inside of your process for picking or creating the perfect course topic. And only because I use the word perfect only in the sense that, for the information or for the period that you're going to be doing your market research, that's exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for the topic that is going to speak to you. So, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get started with some of the things we want to keep in mind as we are, thinking about what kind of topic do I want to explore or build my course around. So, some of the things that we want to kind of keep in mind is that we want to make certain that whatever we are picking the topic or whatever subject we have, that it's a passion, right? And a passion will keep you motivated and will help you pass through those areas of when you completely don't have anything left or you don't think you have anything left to say.
No
It'll
motivation.
Yes, yes. It'll keep you motivated to keep going because there's always that one other thing that that you can add to something that you're passionate about, right? You can always have another angle. And passion also will help keep you engaged, right? Can you imagine writing about something that you have no interest in?
Oh, I've been there. No, I know. It's like sometimes I was like, sometimes I'd rather just, it's like you want to like stab your eyes out.
Look,
You
yes,
don't feel that way about your course, right? Like, so that's why
exactly.
that's so important.
Look, oh my goodness. And I think, of course, as we're going through, our academic pursuits, we do have subjects that maybe we're not totally passionate about. And, we do it because we know we have to, we got to go get a grade, but like you have a choice. And if you have a choice, then choose something that
Yes.
you actually want to, you actually want to tell people about. So having a passion about the subject is going to be key. And a lot of times people go, well, where can I find my passion, right? Where can I find it? It's going to be in that area where even if you wasn't getting paid, you would still engage in that process. You would still do it, right? I mean, you have people who love to build things. You have people who love to bake and to, create different types of outfits. You even just have people who just like to be very crafty, which I love those people, by the way.
That's me.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
I'm except for now I'm like kind of busy, but I do love like, a good craft myself.
Really? Oh my goodness. Every single time, like I will watch TikTok just for the craft videos. Cause I'm like,
Oh yeah. See, I'm not on that level by any
mhm,
means, but
yeah.
I do enjoy it.
But yes, so you have all of these different areas that you can find your passion, and the key about it is that is what that is what you should focus on and center on. We're going to talk about the other two areas here in just a moment, but what are you passionate about, right? You want to make certain that you're able to kind of explore, because sometimes you're passionate about more than just one thing. It could be several things. So you definitely want to put it down on paper, right? You want to make certain that you're listing it as well as all of the other potential passions that you may have, right? But passion alone is not going to necessarily be enough. So we also need a little knowledge, right? Because, like you heard me, I am so passionate about craft because I love watching it. I don't have no skills in like actually.
Kind of like I'm kind of right there with like I could do some things, but
Mhm.
some of the things that I see, like the videos, I'm like, wow, these people are just like so talented. That is, I'm
Yes.
not on that level.
I'd be sitting there going, now what are they going to do with that basket? What are
Mhm.
they? I know.
Or
Yeah.
like when they redo like their entire living room with
Oh
like
my goodness.
they thrift everything and like
Yep.
repaint and I'm like, okay, whoa.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, wow. And so, even though you may have a passion or you may enjoy something, you want to have knowledge about it, right? You want to be able to break it down into those little bitty details that will not overwhelm someone, right? And being able to read or being able to express or tell a story about how to accomplish any kind of task is going to be key. So, we want to make certain that we have the necessary knowledge. And you can also have knowledge from education, experience, those types of things, right? That also aligns with the passion. So, you want to make certain that those two things are definitely included in the type of course topic that you want to select. The third thing is going to be high market value. And it's great that you want to create a course. It's even better that you are going to do it around a subject that you're very knowledgeable and passionate about. But you also want to sell it, I think, right?
Right. I mean, if you're investing think about the time investment that
Yes.
takes.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I just wanna, if you don't mind, I love, when you were talking about knowledge that you also mentioned experience because I've seen people get really tripped up like, "Well, I don't have the education, I don't have this
Yes.
4-year degree." you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
don't need it. If you have experience, that is enough. Like I love that you mentioned that, because that's a common like mindset block that I hear a lot of business owners talk about, that maybe
Mhm.
don't have that 4-year degree.
Exactly, exactly. And that is very important because, I mean, not a whole conversational education or no education, but just know, right, that, you have those experiences for a reason. And,
Absolutely.
you can still monetize them, even at every level. Because when you're building a course, one of the key things that I always tell people is that, sometimes experts are the worst people to build a course, you know, because they begin their conversation at the highest level. You
Yep.
know, they forget what it felt like to be that person who is just being introduced to a subject and they really want to learn, how to do this. And so it becomes very difficult for them to kind of reenact those steps from the beginning. So, having that kind of experience that can be transitioned into a knowledge base or some type of knowledge in the form of a course is going to be super important. Thank you so much for just highlighting that as well, because
I just wanted to point it out. I mean, I have my master's, but I also have experience in other things, and I even found
yes,
myself getting tripped up, and my friends are like, "Are you kidding me?" My
I
business
know.
friends are like, "Joking, right?" And I see it so much. So I just think it's so important to highlight, like, you can have both, you can have one, you can have the other. It's enough.
Mhm. Exactly, exactly. There is no limit. Don't limit yourself. Like, look, people try to place enough limits on you. Just don't do that to yourself. And then the last one, high market value, right? Now, when I mean high market value, right, and I know you're going to probably talk more about this, but for me, what that simply means is there an interest, right?
Mhm.
Like, is there an interest in the marketplace around this particular subject, right? Because if you can't find it, then you have to do some other things, like I'm sure you're going to talk about, which is creating that audience and all the other stuff. But if you do find it, right, then that means people are looking for it, which means that the probability of it being, more interesting for purchase is going to be much higher. And this is where that market research comes into play, because you're going to have to do a little bit of work before you can actually say this is a perfect topic. But if you have each one of these elements, if you take time to really kind of, just do a little analysis on what it is that you have a passion for, what kind of knowledge do you hold about it, that particular subject, and then, of course, the research to determine is there an interest, then you can have the perfect course topic. Um,
That's just, yeah, so true, so true.
but yeah, so I'm gonna toss this ball over to you.
Okay, sure. Um, so I'm gonna touch just briefly on all these. I'm not gonna go into like a crazy amount of detail.
Okay.
But I do want to just talk a little bit about, so my specialty is content marketing, so that's more of like an organic approach versus paid ads.
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's all about building your audience, building your true fans, getting them excited about what you have to offer. um, and one statistic that I always really like to point out, for content marketing, especially if you are gearing your course to, say, a corporation or a
Mm-hmm.
business, over half of people that are in a decision making role in an organization spend over an hour a week looking at content and looking at thought leadership, and use that to help drive their decisions. So that's over half of
Oh, that's
people.
amazing.
Yeah, I was like, I when I looked up the stat, because I knew it was a lot, I was still
Mm-hmm.
like, whoa, that's a lot.
Yes.
Um, so I always like to point that out. And then really, this really goes ties really nicely into what you were saying with market research. Find your audience, find what people are interested in, and that's going to help you choose your topic. So that this market research that you're doing for your course and finding out what people want to learn about, that's going to help you figure out what to write about on your LinkedIn or what email to send out to the people on your list.
Yes.
So that's really important, just keeping your target market in mind. And my favorite little tip is the more specific you can be with them, the better. Sometimes I even tell people, pretend you're just writing to one person that's like,
Ooh, that's good
yeah,
advice.
because we all get so wrapped up in, oh, I want to target everybody. I want to do this. And you're not going to find your people if you're too broad. And I always get like
Yes.
so much pushback on that. And I did the same thing. Like I I was like, no, I'm not going to niche down to this. And I will tell you, I didn't start seeing traction until I did that.
Oh, wow.
So
Yes.
take it that as you will. um, and then once you figure out your content, you definitely want to make sure that you're planning ahead of time,
Hmm.
because that's going to help with consistency. If we're not consistent, we're not going to see results. I mean, think about it. If you're trying to train for a marathon and you only train, maybe you train every day for a week and then you train once a week and then you don't really train at all and then you go back, like you're not going to see your results.
Right.
So I always say set aside time. I personally like to just block out a day, knock it all out. Some people like to do it once a week. Find what works for you. And that's also going to help you stay organized. I actually have a spreadsheet that I put everything in. I organize my topics and then I go back. I will write out the content and schedule it. And I love it. If you're using social media, LinkedIn has a scheduler, Facebook and Instagram have a scheduler. My email provider has a scheduler. So I literally set it and forget it. And so if you can utilize, I'm all about work smarter, not harder. So
Yes.
if you
Oh,
can
yes.
utilize that, definitely take that into consideration. And then the last thing I like to do is evaluate your results, because how are
Mm.
you going to know? How are you going to know what's working if you don't look at it? So make sure you know what success is like for you. Maybe that means you sold 5 of your courses in a month, or make sure you have those goals in mind and set aside some time each month to go back and see if your goals are, if you're meeting your goals,
Yes.
or if there's one post or one email that performed really, really well. Okay, well, let's try to find a pattern and recreate that going
Mhm.
forward. So it's that last step is like crucial. Of course,
Yeah.
all the other ones are important, but in order for you to get that traction you need, that last step is critical.
You know what? I love, love, love that. I love the opening when you said write to one person, niche down, and then ending it with evaluating your results. Because that's, like a lot of time, I mean, even with me, sometimes I will just, some stuff that performs really well, and I'm like, okay, good, yeah, and then I just keep moving. But that is very important, going back to see exactly why did it perform so well? Can we duplicate it? That's good stuff.
Yeah, it'll help you grow your audience. It'll help you grow your fan base, because if it's performing well, people are liking, commenting, sharing.
Yes.
It's just going to expand your reach and help you to achieve your business goals and sell your course.
Mhm.
I just that last step is like critical, and a lot of people don't like to sit down and do that because it's like boring, but it's so important. Sometimes you got to do the boring stuff.
Yes, yes. I know they just think that analytic button there is just for,
Yeah.
decoration,
I'm like a seasoned nerd. I don't know. Like I never even really liked math in school.
Right.
I love
Uh-huh.
this kind of stuff. I'm like, ooh, where can we find the pattern?
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. So look, if you're watching this or if you are watching it on replay, because I think I have it saved. Hopefully it should be saved. Then definitely reach out to us if you have any questions or if you found something that really resonated with you in regards to the topic. Hopefully this will not be our last live.
Right? I love this. I think this is awesome.
Ooh,
We need to
this
like make
is.
this a thing.
I know, yes. So look, I'm gonna have to just reach out to you and see what we can do because you know what? I mean, I think it's just it's great just sharing stuff that you're passionate about. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
and definitely when you connect with someone, I mean, because when we met, it was just like, oh, I like her.
Yeah, like we just like then how crazy that we found out that we're like what, like 40 miles from each other.
Yes,
We didn't
that
know.
is crazy.
Like I was like, that's insane. I love it.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, Katie, look, I'm not gonna hold us in here, right? I'm just gonna I mean, if you got anything going on this week or anything, then definitely let them know and we can just close this out until next time.
Yeah. I think we covered everything. Like Janice said, reach out to either of us. I have a LinkedIn group, and if you go to my LinkedIn profile, it's the link at the top where I post like content strategy tips or events or resources like once a day. So definitely come on over and join us there. I love to like help share knowledge, help people grow their business. So definitely feel free to check that out or reach out to us.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, look, I have an event that's happening on February the 6th. It is the find out how you can turn your course creations into a side hustle. Let me tell you, the way things are going right now, you're going to want to have something other than, full-time employment in some cases to kind of supplement or even to kind of fall back on because you never really know. I know just like the last couple of weeks, tech
Oh,
companies kind of just went, whew,
insane.
yes,
Everywhere. I think Apple is the only one that I haven't seen
mhm,
because I know that they were trying not to do that. But like HubSpot
yes.
today, I saw something.
Yes. So definitely don't sit on your skills. Like you want to go ahead and you want to find out, even if you're not going to implement right now, you want to find out what are your options. And that's what this particular event is about. Just talking about your options. How can I, create something that is my own that I can hold on to, even when times become a little bit more difficult. And with that, I'm complete. I am done.
Okay,
So
definitely marking my calendar. What time is that for?
it is for 7 o'clock on the 6th.
Okay, 7
I'll
Central
send you.
Time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
send me an invite. I definitely want to check that out because
okay.
I
Yes.
I've been bit with the course creation bug myself, and I'm
Oh,
looking at that a
nice.
little bit later. So
Okay.
one of my goals this year. So I definitely want to check that out.
All right. Yes. Let me tell you, there is not enough education. Let me like everything.
Yeah.
People always are looking for more information. I mean, like when we say we're in the information age, like that is so true. That is
Yeah.
so true.
I told somebody today if you could pay me like a
Hmm.
full-time salary just to go to school and learn, that would be my job. Like 100%.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Because I mean, it's just one of those things you just never can get. I mean, it's like you always have more capacity for some more information. So I love it. Well, okay. Well, with that, you guys, we're gonna get out of here. We will see you guys the next time. Katie, again, thank you so much
Thank
for
you. This was fun. I love it.
me too. And I'll be reaching out to you also. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Awesome.